Jennifer Sienes here with my beautiful and sweet daughter, Nikki. And we've been talking, this is like our fourth video here. We've been talking about Nicole's traumatic brain injury because it is a huge component of my book, Illusions, which will be coming out in April. And it was inspired by Nikki and the traumatic brain injury, mostly and our relationship in that. There's a component in the book where the mother-daughter, there's all these issues going on in the book as a family dynamic, but there's a mother-daughter component going on here. And I was really inspired by our relationship and how it grew when Nikki got into the accident. She had just turned 18. She was understandably very difficult to live with because she was fighting under those constraints of what she wanted to be an adult. She was tired of being under the strict guidelines of a mom and dad who felt like she should be still held accountable for certain things. And I get that, but I was not a Christian at the time. And I struggled with that. And this was 16 years ago. It was right after that I actually became a Christian. And Nicole has since also, she's a Christian.
Oh yeah.
But we struggled with that relationship. We seemed to constantly be butting heads. And so then after her accident, because I was given catastrophic leave from my teaching job, I was able to step out of work and be with her 24/7. And that was a huge blessing for me, as hard as it was. While she was in the rehab center, I drove down an hour and a half each way every single day. I was in Nicole's therapy sessions with her. That was really a blessing. But even the 8 months after, when you went back and forth, and you had struggled because they put her on antidepressant because of the chemical reaction, which she fought against. They were making her do all these seemingly meaningless things to her to help her to remember, and she was fighting against that. So it was interesting, those 8 months. We were in the car 3 hours a day, 2 days a week, with nowhere to go. And we had a lot of great discussions. We had a few knockdown drag-outs over things. But it was, what do you remember from that time, Nikki?
I remember really enjoying the therapy. I remember the assignments they gave me for like research and such. I learned some really cool stuff watching the History Channel. It was great. I remember the happy parts of the drives. We listened to some great music. And
we discussed it.
Discussed it and just had fun.
Yeah. But we also, it seemed like we had a lot of good discussions about why she had to be on a medication that she didn't want to be on.
Yeah, that discussion came up because I was like, I'm not depressed. Why am I on all these drugs? I don't need to be on them.
One drug.
Well, it was enough. Because that one drug, now I'm worried, well, what if they find something else wrong with me? Now they put me on something else. And I just did not like it one bit. I wasn't happy about it.
Well, and one of the challenges to having a traumatic brain injury is focus. So you could either not focus enough, like Nikki wasn't able to even focus on her food long enough to eat much. She lost some weight.
I got bored. I just get bored eating and I didn't want to eat anymore. So,
but she'd also would over focus on other things that she could not let go.
Still happens to this day.
Still happens. So that's a challenge. It's like being so focused on something that you aren't willing to see reason because you're just stubborn. And that's part of the traumatic brain injury because her personality was not like that. Growing up, Nicole, it was just the easiest. She was the easiest child to raise. She was honest and she was sweet and she was loving and she was kind. Even in the rehab hospital, I still remember this clearly. The therapist that when she was in inpatient rehab would come to me and say, Nicole is a fresh breath of air. They said most of these young people that are in these kinds of accidents that they end up with traumatic brain injury is because they're either doing drugs or they're drinking or they're doing something. So they're already not nice kids. I shouldn't say not nice, but they have some issues going on where Nicole wasn't like that. So here she is with traumatic brain injury and they would give her food. And as soon as she was talking, she's like, thank you so much. And she'd smile and she was pleasant. They loved having her there because she was so sweet. That's her personality. Now, those things where you're getting angry and you're losing it, that's the brain injury.
Yep, that's the brain injury right there.
Be aware that if you know somebody, love somebody who has a brain injury, or you yourself have a brain injury and you have those challenges, that's part of the challenge. So give yourself some grace, give other people grace that they go through that, and be aware. So I hope you will come back the next time. Thank you so much.